Hello everyone, this is Jen from Jen Stamps. My name is Jen Blake and I am on Janet's team and my upline is Lisa, and I'd just like to thank Janet for organizing this event today, and I would also like to thank Lisa for all of her communication, getting us organized. I had a little technical difficulty with Facebook Live, so I am doing my video on YouTube today, and I'll get a link over to Janet and she can upload it to the event. My giveaway today is going to be the August 2020 Paper Pumpkin kit, and it's World's Greatest, celebrating everyday heroes. And after you watch the video, if you'd like or comment on the video, you'll be entered in my drawing. Also, if you sign up with me as under Paper Pumpkin and use me as your demonstrator, the first person to sign up before September 10th will also receive an August kit from me in the mail. So let's get started with my cards today. I am going to be using the Love of Leaves stamp bundle, I should say. These are the dies from that. They're the stitched leaves. These dies are really detailed. They also have the stitched veins of the leaves or just the cutout of the leaves. And you get this really nice, cool background texture die. And you get two of this one because it's turned two different ways, but these are really great. The stamps are very distinctive. They have a lot of shading to them, and I am using one die out of the ornate frames in my second card today. And in the mini catalog, if you're interested, the paper I'm using today is the Gilded Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper. It's beautiful, lots of gold foiling and just really neat patterns. And the Love of Leaves bundle appears on page 49, and there's some really great sentiments in this one too. There's a nice thank you. I'm so glad you're in my life. I thought of you today. Hello. Your friendship is something I know I can count on, and hope changes everything. And you can see here the versatility of the dies and the different sample cards that Stampin' Up! Even shows. So the first card is this card, and I just did a simple hello card, and we did the background paper is out of the gilded paper, and I'll bring that in and we'll start putting that card together. The colors of that paper are Cajun Craze, Mint Macaron, Early Espresso, and Very Vanilla. So for the card base, I used the Cajun Craze. I cut that at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And we're gonna take our card base and my background paper. I used this really pretty one with the gold foiling. The back of it's really cool too, with this, is it black? What? I can't remember what you call this plaid, but I used to have a coat like that. I love it. So we're going to start by gluing down our background paper. This is cut at 4 inches by 5.25. And it looks really nice next to the Cajun Craze. It seems a shame to cover any of it up. And our next layer will be Early Espresso. That is cut 3.5 by 3.5. And we're just going to kind of center that on the card. And I'm getting it as centered as I can. And I am using Tombow glue. And we have that. And then my next layer is another piece out of the gilded paper, Gilded Autumn specialty paper, and I used the stitch die and did my leaf cutout, and we're going to glue that layer down flat also. So just use a little bit of the glue. And I just kind of want to get those points so that they don't flip up when someone opens this card. And we're going to center that. That is cut at 3.25 by 3.25. And then we're going to bring in our leaf, and we're going to pop that up using dimensionals so that you get a hint of that Early Espresso behind it. And so I am using dimensionals. And I use quite a few. I don't want it to go flat on me. And you could honestly use any of the sentiments on this card. It would look great. I just wanted a simple hello. I find that I've been sending a lot more cards these days. It's a great way to cheer up somebody during this crazy time. And I think we've got that pretty centered. And you can then still see the stitching around the leaf. I die cut this leaf out of mint macaron. And then we're going to, using Cajun Craze ink, we're going to stamp. I decided to use the Hello stamp. And we'll stamp that. And then we are going to use the classic label punch. I love this punch. It's a nice, I use it quite a bit if we have some smaller phrases, or it just fits in really good on a card. We'll get that as straight as we can and centered. Get that punched. There's our hello. And I'm going to close my ink pad because I would put my arm in it. And I am just going to, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal to adhere my hello. And really just need to cover the center of that because the sides kind of hang off of that leaf. And we've got that centered and on. And then to add, we'll add the inside too. Since it's a dark card, I added a piece of Very Vanilla so that you can see your writing on the card. And got that. And we're going to add some bling to the front. And I used the Elegant Faceted Gems. They come in a clear, and they come in a more of a, I guess you'd say, slightly iridescent, and then this nice, smoky color. And we're gonna put a few of those on, and I like to kind of have one on the sentiment. Just kind of brings your eye to the hello. And then we're probably gonna use 3, because I like to use odd numbers. And we'll put a larger one down here to kind of balance it out. I'm thinking a little more to the right. And so that is our first card. So the next card that I'm doing is using the same stamp set, and I'll bring in the components to put that together. So we've got a mint macaron base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I'm using a early espresso layer, and we're just gonna use I'm using my gold glue. I love to have some movement so that if I don't get it on really straight, I can straighten out my layers. And get that layer on. I just love these colors together. I love fall, so of course I would love all the fall paper and the fall stamp sets. Our next layer, we're using this side of this paper. The back side's really pretty too, the pumpkins and the gourds. But I wanted a neutral layer. The early espresso is 4 by 5 1/4. This layer is 3 3/4 by 5. And then we're using another piece of Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper, and that is 2 inches by 3 3/4. And that is going to go at the bottom. And that paper, the back side of that is pretty neat too. But we're going to use that where it shows all 3 of those colors, 4 colors actually. I believe the other brown in this paper is crumb cake or soft suede. I think it's crumb cake though. And so we've got that on. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment, and we're going to use mint macaron. And the sentiment I used on this one was I thought of you today. And the font on these, the wording on these sentiments is really nice, and it's delicate. It's just a soft look. And then I die cut that out using my label from the Ornate. I used this particular label. And to save time, the magic of video, I have one. And we're going to bring in our die cut leaves. I die cut this one out of the Early Espresso, one of the smaller ones out of the Cajun Craze, and then the larger one out of the Mint Macaron. So you just kind of want to arrange your leaves so they're in a pleasing pattern. And I kind of just, you kind of want them like they're, you know, when you come across some pretty leaves on the ground. That's what I thought of with this. Just a nice leaf arrangement. But I kind of do like the stem of that one kind of down into the paper. And then I'm going to pop up my sentiment here. So we'll put our first leaf down. And I noticed with these leaves, not to use glue, because with the little stitched parts, your glue can seep through there. So for your leaves that are going on the bottom, probably best to use your Stampin' Seal. And you won't get any glue seeping out. And I just wanted to get each part of the leaf. And we'll put that one down. Okay. And then we'll get our early espresso one. And making sure I have the back side of that. I gotta, sometimes if you're Stampin' Seal, if you pull it off straight, you gotta help it along to get it back to the sticky part. And we'll get that one on. I'm gonna have that kind of hang down into the paper a little bit. And then I'm going to pop up the last leaf here. And I've got my dimensionals. Okay. And we'll put that right here. And we're also going to pop up the sentiment. So we'll put 3 dimensionals on that across. This paper, I already ordered a second pack of it. I'll probably be ordering another one because I have cut into it so much. It would be really nice paper for all kinds of fall cards. Carry into Thanksgiving too. Okay, I think we're pretty straight there. And then again, I'm going to use the faceted gems. And I'm using the clear ones on this one. Kind of looks like raindrops a little bit. We'll do another one up here. Maybe a larger one down here. And then I'm going to also, I'm going to stamp on the inside of this one. We'll use the mint macaron, and then you can see how nicely the leaf stamps, how they stamp. These also work really great if you like a stamp off look, if you don't want your ink as dark. But I'm just gonna kind of put my leaf on the corner, and that ink dries a little lighter. That'll be my inside of this card. And get that glued down. And I have a couple other cards I made with this set to give you another idea, a completely different look just by using different paper and different colors. So there are these two cards. Oh, sorry. There's my cards. And I'm going to bring in the other cards that I did using the set. This was another fall one, and it was using the Perfectly Plaid Designer Series paper and layered up, and I popped up this layer to show the paper underneath. And I did a couple pumpkins from the Gather Together stamp set on the inside of that. And then this card I cased out of the catalog. Stampin' Up! Did a card like this, and I cased it. And basically I stamped and die cut all of the leaves, arranged them, and this is just a little, not quite so fall. It's a little more summery or springy, and that sentiment was your friendship is something I know I can count on. I'm so glad you're in my life. And then another card using the same colors I used today, this was just a stamping off all the leaves and doing my sentiment in the center and layering it up and doing my sentiment on the inside. So that didn't use any Designer Series paper, but the stamps really are fun to do your background. And so I hope you enjoyed my video today. Again, I'm Jen Stamps at .stampinup.net, and my host code today is E377FUXD. Thanks so much for watching, and again, thank you, Janet, for putting this together, and thank you, Lisa, and I'm sorry that I had technical difficulties. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I couldn't go live on Facebook. So thanks for watching, and I hope to have you entered in my drawing for Paper Pumpkin. And I do Paper Pumpkin assembly Zoom classes at the end of each month with my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So I hope you join us. Take care. Bye-bye.